Kids, klik di sini untuk subscribe.
The Lonely Butterfly. Once upon a time, deep in a magical forest, there lived a beautiful butterfly named Bella. Bella had the most vibrant wings, colored in shades of blue and purple that shimmered in the sunlight. But despite her beauty, Bella felt very lonely. She could no longer fly as her wings were fragile and torn from a strong storm that had passed through the forest. Bella watched all the other butterflies flutter and dance in the sky, feeling sad that she couldn't join them. She would sit by herself on a leaf, wondering if she would ever be able to fly again. One sunny morning, while Bella was resting on a flower, a small group of ants marched by. The leader of the ants, ANDTHE, noticed Bella looking sad.
Hello, butterfly. Why are you sitting here all alone?
ANDTHE asked kindly.
I can't fly anymore. My wings are too weak, and I don't know if I'll ever fly again.
ANDTHE felt sorry for Bella and wanted to help.
Don't worry, Bella. We ants may be small, but together we are strong. Let's help you.
The ants quickly gathered leaves, sticks, and soft silk threads from a nearby tree. They worked together to weave a special patch for Bella's wings. Bella was amazed at how hard the ants worked to help her, even though she had never met them before. After some time, the ants carefully placed the patch on Bella's wings. It wasn't perfect, but Bella felt hopeful for the first time in days.
Try flying now, Bella.
Bella flapped her wings gently at first, and to her surprise, she started to lift off the ground. With the ants cheering her on, she soared into the sky, flying higher than she ever thought possible. Bella was filled with joy.
You see, Bella, even when things seem impossible, friends can make all the difference. You're never truly alone when you have friends who care.
Bella smiled, her heart full of gratitude. From that day on, she wasn't lonely anymore. She had made new friends who taught her that kindness and teamwork could overcome even the toughest challenges. And so, Bella flew happily with her new friends, always remembering the day the little ants helped her fly again.
Rinzer Kids, klik di sini untuk subscribe.
The Little Squirrel and the Magic Acorn. Once upon a time, in a lush forest filled with towering trees and colorful flowers, lived a little squirrel named Sammy. Sammy was a curious and adventurous squirrel, always looking for the next exciting thing to explore. One sunny morning, Sammy went out to gather acorns for the winter. He hopped from branch to branch, filling his cheeks with acorns and happily storing them in his nest. As he gathered his last acorn, Sammy noticed something unusual. There, hidden under a pile of fallen leaves, was an acorn that shimmered with a golden glow. Sammy had never seen anything like it. He carefully picked it up, amazed at its beautiful shine. Just as he held the acorn in his tiny paws, a warm, gentle voice echoed from the acorn.
Hello, Sammy. I am the magic acorn. If you make one wish, I will grant it for you.
A wish? Wow.
He squeaked. He thought about all the things he could wish for. Maybe he could have the biggest pile of acorns in the whole forest, or perhaps a nest as tall as the tallest tree. But then Sammy remembered his friends Lily the rabbit, Bunny the beaver, and Tilly the bird. They sometimes struggled during the colder months. Sammy paused and looked at the magic acorn, thinking carefully about what he wanted most.
I wish for enough acorns and food for all my friends in the forest, so they won't go hungry this winter.
That's a kind wish, Sammy. Because you've chosen to help others, your wish will be granted in an extra special way.
As soon as the magic acorn's glow faded, Sammy looked around. Suddenly, trees across the forest were filled with acorns, berries, and seeds of all kinds. There was plenty of food everywhere.
Lily, Benny, Tilly, look, there's food for everyone.
Thank you, Sammy. You're the kindest squirrel we know.
And thanks to you, we won't have to worry this winter.
Now we can all spend the winter together, sharing stories and keeping warm.
From that day on, Sammy felt happier than ever, knowing that he had used his wish to help others. He had plenty of food, but more importantly, he had friends who appreciated his kindness. The forest was filled with laughter, love, and joy as the animals prepared for winter together, all thanks to Sammy's generous heart. And as for the magic acorn, it disappeared, leaving Sammy with a warm glow inside and a valuable lesson that sharing and kindness are the greatest treasures of all.
Rinzer Kids, klik di sini untuk subscribe.
The Friendly Fox and the Spotted Puppy. Once upon a time, in a cozy forest, there lived a friendly fox named Felix. Felix was known for his kindness and sharp wit, and he often helped the animals in the forest with whatever they needed. One sunny morning, while strolling along the forest path, Felix heard a soft whimper. Curious, Felix followed the sound until he spotted a little puppy hiding behind a bush. The puppy was small, with soft fur covered in spots, and looked lost and frightened.
Hello there! What's your name?
The little puppy looked up, his eyes wide with tears.
My name is Patches. I got lost while exploring, and now I don't know how to find my way home.
Felix sat down beside Patches and gave him a warm smile.
Don't worry, Patches, I'll help you find your way home. I know these woods very well, and I'm sure we'll find your family in no time.
Patches felt a little better with Felix's kind words, and the two began their journey together. Felix led the way, carefully choosing paths where Patches could easily walk and keeping an eye out for any signs of Patches' family.
So, what's it like at your home?
My family lives in a cozy little den by the big oak tree near the river. We have so much fun playing hide and seek, and my favorite thing is when we go on little adventures together. That's how I got lost. I thought I could explore on my own.
Exploring is fun, but it's always good to have a buddy by your side.
He winked, and Patches felt a little more confident. The fall text as they continued their walk, they met a wise owl perched in a tree.
Good afternoon, Felix. Who is this little one with you?
This is Patches. He got a bit lost, and I'm helping him find his way home.
Ah, you must be the little friend I heard barking last night by the river. Keep heading towards the oak grove, and you'll find his family there.
Thank you, Mr. Owl.
Felix and Patches hurried along, knowing they were getting closer to the big oak tree. After a little while, they reached a familiar part of the forest where the big oak tree stood tall and proud. And there, not too far away, they saw a cozy den with a family of puppies waiting outside. As soon as Patches saw them, he barked excitedly and ran towards his family.
Patches, you're back!
His family cried, nuzzling him happily. Patches turned to Felix with a big smile.
Thank you, Felix. I couldn't have done it without you.
You're very welcome, Patches. Remember, anytime you go on an adventure, it's good to have a friend by your side.
With a final wave, Felix trotted back into the forest, happy to have helped another friend. And from that day on, Patches always remembered the friendly fox who guided him home and the lesson of friendship and teamwork.
Rinzer Kids, klik di sini untuk subscribe.
Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a curious young cat named Minka. Minka loved to explore the forest, sniffing flowers, climbing trees, and listening to the chirping birds. One sunny morning, while exploring near a sparkling brook, Minka heard the most beautiful song she had ever heard. It was gentle and filled the air like sweet music, making her heart flutter with happiness. Following the sound, Minka carefully crept closer until she saw a small bird perched on a low tree branch, singing with her eyes closed. She was an angel with feathers so soft, and her voice was as sweet as honey.
Hello there! Hello, my name is Mia. Did you like my song? Oh yes, it was the most beautiful song I've ever heard. How do you sing like that? It takes a lot of practice. I sing every morning and every night. I believe singing comes from the heart. I want to sing too. Of course. Why don't we practice together?
So Minka and Mia spent the afternoon singing by the brook. Minka tried her best, but her meows didn't sound quite like Mia's sweet notes. She practiced over and over, and Mia encouraged her, saying,
Keep singing. Minka, every voice is special in its own way.
As days went by, Minka would visit Mia every morning to practice singing. Minka's voice grew stronger and more confident, but it was still different from Mia's. Minka sometimes felt frustrated, but Mia reminded her,
Your voice doesn't have to be the same as mine. Sing from your heart, and your voice will be beautiful.
One evening, while Minka and Mia were singing together, a group of forest animals gathered around to listen. There were rabbits, squirrels, and even a gentle deer, all enchanted by the music. Minka was nervous at first, but Mia whispered,
Just sing from your heart, and everything will be fine.
Taking a deep breath, Minka sang her own song, a mixture of meows and gentle purrs. To her surprise, the animals clapped and cheered when she finished. They loved her unique voice and how her song blended with Mia's.
Your song makes me feel happy and safe. Minka, thank you for sharing it with us.
Minka beamed with pride and realized that Mia was right. She didn't need to sound like anyone else, her voice was beautiful just as it was. As the sun set over the forest, Minka and Mia sang together, their voices filling the forest with joy. From that day on, Minka embraced her unique voice and sang from her heart, spreading happiness to everyone who heard her. And so, Minka the cat and Mia the nightingale became the best of friends, sharing their music with the forest for many years to come.
Rinzer Kids, klik di sini untuk subscribe.
The Proud Peacock and the Plain Sparrow. Once upon a time, in a beautiful, lush forest, there lived a peacock named Percy. Percy had the most vibrant feathers and all the land shimmering in shades of blue, green, and gold. Every day, he would spread his feathers and strut proudly around the forest, showing off to anyone who would look. One sunny afternoon, as Percy was displaying his feathers by a pond, a little sparrow named Sophie flew down and perched nearby. Sophie had plain, brown feathers without any bright colors or shimmer, but she was a cheerful little bird and loved making friends. She watched Percy with admiration and said,
Hello, Percy. Your feathers are amazing. I wish I had such beautiful colors.
Percy puffed up even more, pleased with the compliment.
Why, thank you, Sophie. But not everyone can have feathers as splendid as mine. It's just the way it is. You wouldn't understand what it's like to be admired.
Sophie smiled politely, feeling a bit shy but undeterred.
That's true, Percy. But my feathers help me blend in and fly swiftly. Each feather helps me do amazing things in my own way. Well, I suppose that's nice for a plain little sparrow like you. But wouldn't you rather have feathers that everyone notices?
Sophie thought for a moment and then chirped.
I might not be as dazzling as you, but I get to explore so much of the forest. I can visit treetops, nests, and even tiny places where I find friends everywhere I go. That's special to me. Friends everywhere? But don't they admire your plainness? They admire my kindness, and sometimes being small and brown means I can help in ways others can't. Just last week, I helped a baby bird find his nest again.
Percy seemed a bit quieter, reflecting on her words. That very moment, a strong wind blew through the forest, and suddenly Percy's magnificent feathers got tangled in the branches of a nearby tree. No matter how much he tried, he couldn't pull free. His beautiful feathers were now a hindrance.
Oh no!
Percy cried, trying to free himself, but he was stuck tightly.
Don't worry, Percy. I'll help.
With her small beak and nimble wings, Sophie carefully picked at the branches holding Percy's feathers. After some gentle tugging and teamwork, Percy was free. Percy looked down at his tangled feathers and then back at Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie. I never realized that there was more to admire than just beauty. Everyone has something special about them, Percy. You have beautiful feathers, and I have helpful wings. Both are important. You're right, Sophie. I shouldn't have been so proud. I've learned today that there's beauty in all kinds of gifts, even the ones that aren't as visible.
From that day, Percy and Sophie became the best of friends. Percy learned to appreciate the strengths of others, and Sophie reminded him that true beauty lies within, in kindness and in the joy of helping others.